Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where today I am going to be handling several tasks given to me by members of our little group, where we are going to attempt to sabotage the attempts to utilize this fleet against Gondor. First thing I need to do is to collect some light samples, where I will hope that it will be equally effective in destroying ships as it is in destroying buckets. Yes, I did say buckets. You remember that little incident way early, well, early at least in the game parts of the storyline. Here we are. Look at this. If I remember correctly, we need to kill several samples from the creatures in here. Alright. Defeat 8 creatures from Atop in... Okay, so... Oh, and these are blight samples right here. Pod of Blight. Alright, 6 of these. And 8 of these. Now, I think the killing of the creatures is mainly aimed at keeping them from spreading into the area because we don't want the blight to get too far along. We only need just enough of the blight to help us to destroy the fleet, assuming that does work. And we don't need these creatures going around spreading the blight all over the place. Now, we may have to do something about the blight at some point in the future, but first, we need to handle today's problems. And today's problems include a massive fleet that is just outside of the area. But it looks like getting the Sicklefly interloper. Interloping. Well, I'm having an easy time finding these insects. Oh, okay. The arthropods then. I'm finding these arthropods that have come in from out of game. Which seems to include a number of insects and spiders. I haven't seen any other types of creatures yet on there. But I do see some more of that blight up ahead, so I think I will be able to get enough collected in order, I hope. The question is, how much does she need? I mean, how am I carrying all this blight anyway? I mean, is it going to get into the seams of my clothing and cause trouble that way? Actually, it could be, though, that dry is not a problem. So I have to be very, very careful when I launder. Make sure I get all the stuff out with a dry brush before doing anything like that. There you go. But it looks like I have got a nice set of samples of light that I can use. And that means the next step I'm going to have is to head out to to the workshop where they are preparing the... Can I do this? Really? Let me get away with it. So, to the workshop so that we can prevent them from arming their ships with the deadly fire. Oh yes, Curadon wanted to meet me on the way out. Hello.
Have you done as I asked?
Thank you, Pineleaf. When handled with care, such samples as these may prove that even evil has its uses. For if the song of waves and wind can be made unseaworthy, then even the Lag Davrit may save some lives. I will continue to work applying the blight to the water by the ships of the song. In time, no vessel will remain afloat, and the designs of Ordak and Mordor will be ruined. Siglith is right that the leaders must be captured or slain to truly end this threat, but sinking the song is an important step on the road. Thank you again for your efforts. An important step on the road? Well, considering that sinking the song is certainly going to leave them with no ships, and that's going to make it a lot harder to invade Gondor without a fleet of ships. This appears to be quite a city, but you do wonder where everybody is. I can only think that most of the people have been asked to head over to the ships right away and just drop whatever you're doing. Which is probably bad news because it wouldn't have been so important for to do that unless they were getting ready to sail very, very soon. I hope that there's enough time to get that. Let's see. Ooh, how about this? To get that application, the blight to work on the ships to help to destroy them before they actually set sail and get into clean water. Well, so far I've only run into a couple of these enemies along the way, and I would think I would have run into many, many more. Hey, look at this. Here, see, that's right next to the shipyard. I would think I would have run into many more enemy folks unless they have been asked to do shipbound duties, like prepare the ships for leaving and all that, like getting familiar. That's what they're doing. They're probably training them for the specific ships. I guess that's a possibility. I know many of them are probably experienced sailors, especially the Corsairs. But you do want to know your ship before you sail it. They're probably doing final training exercises. Unfortunately for me, I am not getting any training exercises on how to navigate this town. Whoops-a-daisy. Apparently there are a couple places that they still feel need to be guarded. So we'll deal with them. Either that or they just finished the training exercises and that they're pouring back in. I am sure some locations are going to be well guarded because you're not going to leave everything unguarded. Besides, not all the soldiers are going to be sailors. I mean, the Corsairs, for example, yeah, they are going to be the ones sailing many of the ships and probably having the crews double as soldiers also. The Ordak, I don't know how much experience they tend to have. Methinks I took a bad turn. Alright, so this is the proper direction, I suspect. Getting into here. Into here. Alright. Now this is a little bit better from the point of view. See, look at it. Now I can see a few more people. Maybe they were just all in their lunch hour and I was making too much of it. That's always a possibility. You have found the Nagrok workshop in Starkhaven. Okay. Of course, this place is going to be well guarded. Looks like getting Ordak weapons is the easiest bit of them all because I have got my Ordak weapons. So, oh, there's the workshop right up there. Let's see. This weapon to be used to launch Nargach through the air with explosive force. Okay. Cannon sketches. An engineer of Ordak bellows in rage and attacks. Okay. So we will just have to. Okay, there you go. Ouch! 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 An engineer. Okay. Perishes attempting to reach a nearby marked barrel. Okay. Nearby marked barrel. Oh, this marked barrel. What's in here? I can pretty much guess. This barrel is empty, but there are traces of narcotic smeared at the bottom. Okay. Yes, examine another marked barrel. Is another marked barrel around here? Oh, the big barrel! Huh. Too big for me to think it was just a barrel, I guess. This barrel is also empty of Nargok. As you stand, you see Corridon. Hello.
I have made an unpleasant discovery, my friend.
While I searched for Nargok as stockpiles, I was surprised by a number of Erisworn Corsairs, and it came to fighting. But they were not content to engage in combat with their blades alone, and they threw glass jars containing a small quantity of an oily substance at me. I evaded the attacks with little difficulty. Am I not an elf of Lorien? But when the jar splattered upon the ground, it exploded in blue flames. Some of Balakad's corsairs have been given jars of Norhak to use in battle, Pineleaf. We must retrieve these jars from them. Afterwards, let us meet back here. So I need to deprive corsairs of Sug and Nidar of Norhak bottles. Oh boy, these sentences are getting tougher every day. Alright, so let me go this way. Well, that's Ordok, not a Corsair, but looks like someone who will be troublesome. So I shall have to deal with her. There you go. Now, we should be soon into an area where we could find some Corsairs. Besides, I also had to kill Corsairs for another reason, and that is to deprive them of the swords. So depriving them of other weapons also is probably a good idea for me. That way I could collect the bottles along with it, because I might have missed the bottles if I was not warned by Corridon about the point. Okay, so is that where all the Nardoc went? They put them into the bottles and all this stuff, but something tells me that some of them are already loaded upon ships. Good. Oh, good grief. Good thing these guys aren't just throwing the bottles out. I guess they're saving the bottles. I guess they think they can handle one little hobbit. Okay, here we go. See, they seem to all have bottles. Good. There we go. 6 bottles of Nargak on the wall. 6 bottles of Nargak. Take one. Take one down. No, don't pass it around. No. We don't want to pass it around. A few more Corsairs, and I will be satisfied that I have deprived them properly. And that we'll have very, very little to worry about. Well, actually, I think that's enough bottles, but I do still need to take care of their swords. Alright, just one more then. One more. I'll probably have to kill a couple of Ordok while I am at it. Ah, one final Corsair. And then I'll find out where they send me to next. Back to camp. Bring the bottles and to Corden at the workshop. Yeah, okay. I had a feeling I'd need to get back to the workshop. Back to the workshop. Now Corden should be around here somewhere. Ah, good, he's still alive. Hello, I brought you the bottles.
Did you separate the bottles of Narjak from their bearers?
Oh, Narjak! Oh, it's a lot easier to pronounce that way, isn't it? Alright, okay, use it with the Corsair accent. Okay, fine. Good, for I have done the same. I also found a stack of parchment within an encampment on the Orchai. I think the soldiers knew not what to make of these papers. They are yellowed with age, and when we have finished here, I will take some time to study them. We found not the stockpile that we sought, but I think we discovered the reason for that. The hungry fire has already been loaded into the ships of the song, and any excess considered unnecessary for the siphons and cannons have been given to the air sworn. It is necessary that more safe than ever that we prevent the song from setting sail. May Curd one have the time that she needs to distribute the blight among the vessels of the fleet, and may we capture or kill the ones who might be given the commands to sail. But for now, we have done what we can. Alright, so, what do we got here? We need to go to the Fearwater Notch. Rahazi seems to have found a good place to stow the swords.
This is a good spot.
Dispose of the swords that you gathered, and the water will erode the sharpness of the blades, rendering them unusable by our foes. All right. Let us then find a nice spot here. Well, they're a bit visible. They might be rescued in time, but whatever is the case. Oh, we need to dispose of more swords. Okay, good. Dispose of the rest of the weapons at the northeast area. Oh, I don't know, it looks like the same place to me. Alright. Wave farewell to the weapons so that no longer be used against any.
You amuse me, my friend.
Now the air-sworn corsairs and the soldiers of Oradach will find it more difficult to threaten the peaceful lands downriver, should Curdwan's plan not succeed. I hope that it will, but we must plan for anything. That is a lesson that my mother, Girhazi, and of the great hero Shruknin. Alright. Now, let's get back to Fearwater Notch. I hope this puts a nice dent in their plans.
We are almost finished now. Only one thing remains to be done.
We must put an end to Nakasi and Balachad. Alright, so what have we got here? We have got some armor here. Upgrade too. Nice.
Are you ready to deprive this fleet of its leaders?
You have only to give the word and we will search the ruins for Nakasi and Balachad. They cannot escape the four of us, you, me, my brother, and the Dumuri warrior Rahazi. Meanwhile, Curdwan will continue to use the blight to damage the seaworthiness of the song. It will not be long before every vessel lies at the bottom of the lake. We must give her time enough to distribute the blight to every vessel in the fleet. All right, let us get going.
Now we will end the threat of Balakard and Nakasi once and for all.
Good. Balakad and Akasi must be somewhere within the ruins of Karshkin that sit atop the island. From the high place they can survey the fleet. It will not be long until they begin to see the effects of Kurdwan's interference. We must hurry. They will have defenders posted on the bridge that leads to the ruins, Pineleaf. Prepare to fight. I'm always prepared to fight. Because we seem to be constantly fighting. Along the way. To arms, to arms. Oh, here's one right here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Oh, apparently she plans to tank for me. Alright.
Watch your step and fall not.
And fall not. More likely I'll fall into a knot. There you go. And you. Watch your step. Okay. And... oh, that'll help. And you. Are we going to be able to reach the leaders, or do we have to kill every single air sworn in the area? You know, that'd be one way to handle the situation. If you kill all the sailors and all the soldiers, there won't be an army left to attack us. So I was about to say killing two birds with one stone, but we're killing a lot more than two birds, and we're using a lot more than one spear for it. Alright. Oops. Oh.
With so many corsairs hereabouts, their leader must be near.
Up here!
Alright. So many of them, I suppose they... oh, I guess they came in through another way and also fought their share of them, so that there would have been more than I counted. Ah! Speaking of leaders.
Blackheart, the time has come for you to die.
Wait, lower your weapons. I would first speak with you.
Oh? My childhood was one of tumult, Pineleaf. My mother and my father spoke often of me as Castamere, instructing me that it was our duty to follow his example. Often I wondered if they were right. Was it true that the elves would always seek to keep our people underfoot, subject to the laws and their shadowy rule? Was that the opinion of the heirs of Castamere and of... I could understand that if they believed that. Yeah, could my parents have been wrong? From time to time I saw elves of the oasis, the Kentai, in the markets of Umbar, Baharbel, and they seemed otherworldly to me, but never sinister. In truth, much of the evil I saw came from the hands of men. Did not the kindred of the coins hold me captive and chase my mother into hiding at the conclusion of the uprising? Was I not threatened with torture by Azagat's sea shadow and the Kasi wave reaper? But then I beheld the terrible battle where the waterfalls ran red, and I saw the monstrous orcs that emerged from the Utug-Bur. I heard the battle cries of the ferocious Utugi, and I saw the corpses piled in their feet. I perceived the names of their masters, Pineleaf, and they were called the Tharduth. From afar I heard the wizard Ikanush speak of them as he strove against their powers, and I knew them for what they were. They were elves, Pineleaf. A terrible evil of ancient world has awoken to endanger the lands of men, and it was in form and nature precisely what my father believed it would be. Castamere was right, and my parents were right, and in the names that I have gathered those who would fight to save the world from elf... Couldn't you help to fight against the Tharduth instead? No, not the evil elves. It's go against the nice elves and Gondor. Ugh. With their ships and my loyal heir sworn, we will free all of Middle-earth from the grasp of the elves and those who aid them. How is killing Gondor going to save us from the Tharduth? His mind's twisted. If you will stand with me, I will welcome your prowess. You know how dangerous the Tharduth get. Yeah, I know how dangerous the Tharduth, but Gondor's not allied with the Tharduth.
If you will not stand with me, you will die on this island.
Not if we have any say in this, Balachad.
Then let us settle the matter and be content with the result.
All right. Okay, we'll start with this way. Okay. Okay. We have to get him down this way. Oops! Ouch!
Balakad! What has your crew done to the fleet? You. Is this your doing?
Uh-oh.
What has happened to the fleet?
From the upper reaches, I witnessed something unbelievable. The ships of the song have begun to take on water.
Maybe they didn't pitch it properly.
It is true! The nearest of these ships begin to sink!
I know not how you have done this. But you cannot have damaged every ship of the fleet. Balakad, command your ships to sail.
You will go nowhere. Coradon, block his retreat.
You will be our guest until the Golden Maiden has finished with the last of your ships.
You elves are always so confident in your own abilities. How will you react when someone reveals your weakness?
Coradon!
Pineath, don't worry about me. You have to stop them. This doesn't look good.
This is bad. Kuradon lies bleeding, and Balahad and Nikatsi escape us.
They will sail the surviving ships to the Song of Waves and Wind downriver to war. Ooh, that's nasty.
Through our efforts, most of the ships were damaged and cannot sail, but not all.
Balakad and Akasi will sail the remaining ships of the Song down the river Iherban, endangering the lands through which they flow. Mount your steed, Pineleaf. The city of Umbabaharbel lies at the mouth of the river, and if you bring word to the approaching ships, the rulers of the city, they may be able to close the river gate before the Song of Waves and Wind passes the city. Speak to me when you're ready to do this. And we will be ready to do this when we return for the next episode of The Song of Waves and Wind.